Hello, everybody. I know I'm a couple minutes late here. So, welcome. It is Saturday morning. Who's excited for Saturday morning? Shop update morning. I did just update the shop. That's what I was doing for the last couple of minutes. So I didn't kind of like do my quick QA on it. So if there's anything that like looks off or anything, just let me know, and after the live stream I'll definitely go in and kind of look through it myself. But yeah, everything's live. So if you caught the vlog, when did I post that? Thursday night. I did a little preview of what's in the shop today, so I will run through them really quickly. But if you see this kind of giant pile of yarn behind me here, I kind of have planned out a few fun color pairings, so I kind of wanted to show those to you guys. So kind of picking and choosing some of the colors of the month for November, but then also picking and choosing some that are already in inventory. So hello Valerie, hey Amber, good morning everyone. If you're having a cup of coffee, I just realized as I clicked to go live that I have not had coffee yet, so we're gonna see how this goes. If there's a lot of like and me zoning out for a quick second, that's just my brain trying to connect uncaffeinated. So yeah, and then I also want to talk about projects that one is cast on, and then the others that I am seriously spending the rest of the weekend casting on, because advents are out. All of the advents are out. I'm so excited. I stayed up late a few nights this week, one very late, just powering through and getting them all done. So I'm very excited that those are finally like done and out. And yeah, so let me know what you guys are doing, if you're having your coffee or if you've been there, done that. If you're knitting away or whatever you're working on, let me know. I'm just gonna kind of keep rambling through. This is gonna be an uncaffeinated ramble, but definitely let me know if there are questions or anything about the shop update or anything else. So I have the colors of the month. So for November, these are the colors that will be stocked in the shop. These are the colors that you can also order as any size skeins, as well as what I'll be restocking throughout the month. And then, so if you like them, this really is the month to grab them, because I do tend to get requests after the month for previous colors of the month. And so just reiterating again, this is kind of the month to grab them. All right, so I'm gonna go through them quickly, and then I will talk through fun color pairings, because I was standing in front of my grid walls of yarn and just picking everything off the shelf, and I'm excited to show it to you guys. So yeah. And Amber's trying to finish her shawlography. I applaud anyone who's like on the border of that already. If it were me, I'd be on Clue 1 still, right? I mean, it took me months to do the one last year, and I almost feel like this one's bigger from like the finished photos I've seen is bigger. But yeah, I can imagine that border being long. I think for the slipstravaganza, I didn't do like the last few. There's like the chevron sections at the end, and you should have done like 6 repeats, and I only did 3, and I can only imagine like how much longer the border would have been on that one. But yeah, is it an I-cord bind off? I feel like he's been doing that, or like designers have been doing a lot of that. So anyway, the fact that you're even on the border is impressive to me. Okay, so let me show colors of the month. I showed them the other day, so I'll just run through them quickly. So we have Fairy Shadow and Black Hole. So those kind of go together. And then there's, of course, the Fairy Shadow sock sets with the Black Hole mini. And if you want me to hold anything up again, let me know. I'm just going through it quickly. There's Kissed at the End, which is kind of like my non-traditional Christmas, winter, holiday, festive color. And there's going to be a lot of me turning around and grabbing yarn. That normally would get edited out, but will not. And then it's contrast, which I named Ever After, and you cannot see it, but it's the green and then the brighter, kind of the deeper jewel tone pink in there that I named Ever After. So that's a sock set, and I think it's all backwards. And then there's Driftwood, which I'll show you guys. This is what I'm using for a pair of socks. So a really great contrast, and you'll see I'll kind of pair it up with a lot of things. But a really fun tonal color. And then the purple one, which I've named Plum and Plumber. And it's just a good purple with speckles of brighter colors that I'm sure there will be no way that it will show up. And that I actually have paired in the sock sets with Driftwood. So here they are together. So you kind of get the browns throughout the purple. So a good pairing there. And then we have the gradient set for Fairy Shadow as well. So the 10 skein version and the 5 skein version. Someone actually posted a finished object with the 10 skein version, I think, of Fairy Shadow, which is kind of coincidental. And then I didn't do 10 gram minis for them this month. If you watch that vlog, I couldn't remember. But I did, what I didn't remember that day is I was right. I did not do 10 gram minis. But I did it on DK. So I actually have the gradient set on sock or DK this month, which is kind of new. So yeah, that's my very quick run through of the colors of the month. So again, they're all available now in the shop, and hopefully, again, I didn't do my little QA check. But yeah, and then there's the custom order listings are back up for these colors of the month. Oh, I didn't show all of them, did I? So yeah, you can order them through there. So the Christmas colorway, which I did not show, is 'Tis the Season. So kind of probably still non-traditional. My husband definitely called it a non-traditional Christmas colorway. I didn't do the greens in there so much, right? I did more reds and this minty color, but really pretty, to me, festive color. And then the last one is in this pile somewhere, is Game On, which is the Pigskin Party exclusive colorway. So that's just going to kind of remain a color of the month until the Pigskin Party is over. So yeah, those are now officially the colors of the month. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath and not talk so fast. And before I go into I guess we'll talk color pairing. So, yeah, we can talk color pairings. Okay, so what I did was I went through each of the colors and kind of just tried to pull, again, some of the other colors from November or just other ones that I have in stock. So I figured I'd just show those because I know people always love to know what pairs kind of with what. So of course, Fairy Shadow and Black Hole go together. So those two, of course, they're kind of made that way. But I also thought, of course, you could bring out the green. And I know it's just a really sunny day. My lights aren't even doing anything here, but okay. So Fairy Shadow has the purple, black, and greens in it. So here's a good speckly green spot, right? And so it kind of just brings out the green. So if you are a green lover, kind of pairing Dragonfly in there would be really pretty to bring out the green. So I thought that one would be fun. And I'm actually going to pull up my notes here. So so Fairy Shadow with Dragonfly, and then I also pulled Mystic, which is, and I know my labels are on some of these, which is a green, it's a Also like a gray base with greens and then some like brighter teal blues in there, and then also the speckles of the black. So in terms of it with like fairy shadow, in terms of like a fade or something, these would blend together really well. And again, if anyone's curious, I can snap some photos and send them. And so I thought that was, you know, of course the black doesn't like fade, but if you had a pattern where you kind of have black hole in there, and then these two kind of playing off each other in a fade kind of way, I thought that would be pretty neat. I'm not used to the fact that this is so reversed. Sorry. So I thought those would work decently well together. And then let me pull this like off to the side. Okay, so now I can see my notes and see the stream. Okay, so and then I also paired it with denim. So instead of kind of bringing out the greens, denim is a blue, but I thought like it kind of played off the purple really well. So again, kind of another tonal, so you'll kind of still get to highlight fairy shadow, but you kind of bring in kind of more the cool blue purpley feel versus the green, if green is not your thing. So those are kind of the fairy shadow ones that I thought would be nice. I do have the Plum and Plumber, but it's kind of a different purple than in fairy shadow, so that's kind of why I didn't play them. So you kind of see this more like the reddish purple, and then that's kind of like the more blue purple. So so yeah. Okay, and then this is gonna become like yarn everywhere type of day. More pairings. So this is so Halloween-y, and of course we're a week past Halloween, so let me know if anyone did anything fun for Halloween. But this is Monarch and Marigold, which I always pair together, these two colors together. And then Monarch does have the black in it. So I thought, again, if you love these two colors, and I have to say at the festivals, these were pulled off the shelves so many times, and they were definitely popular purchases. But there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm so drawn to this orange, and orange has never been my color. And one of the things that I kept telling people is I put a lot of pink into here, and you probably don't see it, but what it does is it almost makes it more like corally, but you're not like quite a pink, like it's definitely an orange. But I think that's what people were kind of more, why people maybe more were drawn to it than they thought for like an orange. It kind of tones it down a little bit and just makes it a little bit, I don't know, different. So yeah, so I thought adding kind of the black, of course it goes with it, and it's now kind of also tones it down and makes it more fall too, because I feel like these can be kind of bright, and then you add that black in there maybe for a contrast color, and it'll tone it down a little bit, and it might help like break it up so it's not bright summery, and now it's definitely Halloween fall feels. So that I thought was a fun pairing for Black Hole too, if you want to make a 3-colored project. So yeah. And then, all right, so moving away from those colors altogether. So for Kissed at the End, so Kissed at the End is a really light rosy pink that I then add, again, kind of that darker jewel tone pink in there. And I speckled the dark greens. So this was a colorway from last year, and I had speckled the green all over. Now it's kind of concentrated in that one section, and so it won't speckle all around. You'll kind of get some fun pinks and browns in there, and then every once in a while the green will kind of play into it. And so I have in stock is Pinot Noir, and so the base kind of rosy pink is also in Pinot Noir, and also there are a lot of browns in Pinot Noir, and so it's not the biggest contrast, but if you wanted to kind of blend in that green even more and play off of the Pinot Noir, I thought that would be nice. And then because I call Kiss at the End kind of my non-traditional Christmas colorway. I thought what would be fun, let me grab it first. So what I thought would be fun was kind of playing dragonfly in there again. And so again, you kind of get, and of course it's just not going to show really well, but of course, but you get kind of that non-traditional Christmas feel with the reds here. And I'll probably snap a picture of this because I think it's all blending in more than it is in real life. Like this is pretty light down here, right? You can kind of see it there. The middle one is a lot lighter. So you kind of get the red and the green, but they're not like Christmas, right? Like no one would see this and say like, oh, you know, those are definitely Christmas colors. But it's kind of like that non-traditional Christmas feel, which I thought would be really fun if you're not into like the really bright red and bright greens and all of that. Like these are definitely more my colors than like true traditional Christmas colors, but still like that warm winter feel. So I thought that would be really fun to do. And of course the dragonfly kind of brightens it up. So you could, you know, depending on what the pattern is, kind of throw it in there to kind of brighten that up, which would be nice. Just reporting this inappropriate comment there. Okay, so, all right, so that's kissed at the end. And, okay, so that is kissed at the end. And then for Plum and Plumber, which again is the new color. So this is one of the brand new colors for November. Again, the purples, the browns, and then you get speckles of the bright pink and bright blues in there. So again, for the sock set, I paired it with Driftwood. You get kind of the same browns to it, and I thought it was nice to kind of play the darker purple with the lighter brown. So those, of course, go together. And then for others, this is Fourth and Goal, which was actually last year's Pigskin Party exclusive. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I feel like it was 2019. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was, because last year was the rainbow color. That was the exclusive colorway. Yeah, so this was 2019's exclusive colorway. Wow, time flies. Fourth and Goal. I've changed the formula since it was the exclusive colorway. It's a little bit like darker and a little bit more variegated than it used to be. But that's kind of the why it has the football reference in there. So you get kind of the dark blues, the brighter coppers, the browns, and all that. So there is that. And I thought that that would pair really well. Again, kind of the same brown feels. But then again, you kind of get some different colors in there, but overall you kind of get a good fall themed palette that's not like too matchy, but again, overall, like they just all have the browns in them, and then the blues kind of go together and all of that. So I think that one's really fun. And then similarly, again, I kind of talked about this purple, kind of going with the blues a little bit, right? So if you want to bring out more of the blues. And then Carnival at Night was one of the October colors of the month, and I do have some of this still in stock. So I'm not dyeing these kind of other colors, but they are in stock. So this is like a pink base. It has some dark blues that almost come up as black because it's so dark, some brighter blues, and then just like speckles of other colors. There's like cream colors in there. So if you did want to kind of brighten these up, because it has the blues and the pinks, it kind of looks purple in some places. I thought that would work really well together too, to kind of add the brighter color in there. And then also, instead of having the brown, again, kind of just bringing back that blue. So bringing those. So nice, colorful, trying to do some like with neutrals and then some kind of with more colors, which is, you know, kind of fitting for everyone. All right. And then lastly, it's just Game On. And so again, Game On is the pigskin party colorway for this year. A lot of falls, gray, browns, purples, and greens in there. And so definitely for an easy kind of contrast, you can definitely use Driftwood to pair with that. And then I also put it with Mystic, again, to kind of bring out some of those greens and blues. Definitely softer, but gosh, I can't get used to the way this goes. And then for something a little bit kind of completely different here, we have London Fog, which London Fog is a gray base where I put some pink over it lightly. And because of the gray and the pink, for some reason, it makes the skein overall look purple. And so I thought those two went really well together as a 2-color. And then if you want to get really crazy and just really brighten it up, you can add hibiscus tea to it. So you would have kind of hibiscus tea being this bright color. London Fog, of course, tones it down, and then Game On would kind of add some fun speckling in there just because of the different colors of it. So that is all of the color pairings I came up with. I kind of had to cut myself off to get ready for the live stream, but lots of fun color pairings, and I'm happy to take pictures of things to send it. Usually on Shop Update Day, I get emails with questions about that. So yeah, so always happy to do that. Yeah, hibiscus tea was really popular I think at Adirondack. I mean, I think, it's just such a bright color. It would definitely draw people over to the wall. And I definitely got noticed a lot at both festivals, but I think it was at Adirondack that it was basically most purchases included a skein of hibiscus tea. Like even my husband was like, yep, that's our bestseller. And I remember him saying our bestseller, and I looked at him and I was like, finally, it's our bestseller. I was so excited about it. Okay, so hey Lisa, thank you. If there aren't any other kind of questions about pairings or all of the things, I didn't come up with pairings for 'Tis the Season just because it's such like a holiday color. I think just kind of making it on its own is like what you should do. Just make like a pair of holiday socks or a hat or something like that. But yeah, definitely that available. For a lot of the colors of the month, there are 150 gram skeins on socks. So if you are making like a larger shawl and it asks for 2 skeins, you might be able to get away with like that 150 gram skein. So just keep an eye out on those. So the other thing I was going to talk about is my projects, which again, it was such a busy week this week. I really went into major crunch mode for getting the advents out. So I didn't cast everything on. I kind of worked on this sock when I could. But I'll show you guys, I did dye up the yarn actually for my other projects, and I am taking this weekend off. Like after this live stream, I am going to the couch and I'm not getting off of it until Monday morning. Like I am just reading and knitting and relaxing all weekend long. So this is a pair of socks that I'm knitting out of Driftwood. So again, that's one of the colors of the month. And this is the Candles and Coffee sock pattern, which is by Julia from the Happy Knitting podcast. And so, yeah, it's not going to show the colors, but there you can see the pattern a little bit. So it's a lace pattern, and it just has some kind of texture along the side. But yeah, really fun pattern. I'm on the heel right now, so I'm working on that. I do my socks toe up. The pattern is a cuff down sock pattern, so technically the pattern should have the cuff here and it should look like this. But for me, it will end up being reversed because I don't, I just do my socks toe up, and I don't care usually if the pattern is reversed. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. I don't remember how many rows, maybe like it's either 6 or 8 row repeat. So easy to memorize, and I've just been working on this when I can, sometimes during dyeing, sometimes for a quick little break or something like that. So yeah, really fun. And then the other things, and I talked about them in the project planning, but I actually have the yarn here. So I have 2 sweater quantities here, and I'm gonna do 2 patterns, and again, I talked about it in the other one. These are 2 300-gram skeins, so just kind of comparing the 300-gram skein to the 100-gram skein. It makes an 100-gram skein look so small, let alone a little 20-gram mini. It's also this is the DK weight yarn, so that also makes it a little bit bigger. But yeah, nice big skeins. So I dyed up 2 skeins of woodland on 300-gram skeins on DK, and I'm gonna do the all the lights pattern, all the lights or all of the lights, the Joji Locatelli one that I showed. This is the Earnest cardigan by Joji Locatelli, and I think it's pretty similar, where it has like this collar band around it and then a textured thing, and I love how this one fits. I love wearing this one, so I'm excited. This was a fingering weight one that I did out of sock yarn, and so it'll be nice to have like something similar but in kind of the larger skein. So I'm going to be casting this on, which will be fun. And hi Trish, that knits up so pretty, love it. Thank you. Yeah, what's nice about Driftwood is it's like a good tonal matching, but it is like really nice on its own for sure. Do I start my toe up on DBN? So I do, but I will say that so the question was, do I start my toe up socks on the DPNs? And I do. And so I will say, when I first started knitting on DPNs toe up, I did not. I would cast the toe and do the toe on magic loop, and then I would transfer it to DPNs because I couldn't figure out how to do it, just because, you know, DPNs don't bend and you can't like sometimes get the needle in there. My kind of trick is and I use Judy's Magic Cast On. I know there are other ones where you kind of wrap the yarn around, and I've tried it, but I just know how to do Judy's Magic Cast On, so that's kind of what I go back to. But my trick is, and it's hard to show it because I don't have other needles here, and again, I'm working on the heel, so all 4 needles are kind of in there. But when I'm casting it on, I make ignore these 2 back here, but these 2 needles in front, I kind of make a gap in there. That way the stitches are a little bit looser and you can kind of get them in. So that's kind of my trick to how I do it. I make sure the needles have a little bit of a gap in there, and that seemed to help. So yeah, I can always kind of show that separately somewhere. But yeah, cardigans are nice. There's no buttons on this. It's just an open cardigan, but it stays on, and it's just like the perfect throw on. And again, I would definitely even make this one again, because like it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't like fall off or anything. It really does just like stay on comfortably. So yeah, so I'm excited. So all the lights one, so this one also has, so it has like the cables along the ball band, but the rest of it is like a seed stitch throughout all of it. Whereas the other one is like all like lace and cables and everything, and I'm just really excited to work on it. So yeah. All right, so the other one that I'm gonna do is, these are 200-gram skeins, so we have all of them here. So again, the any size skeins are available. They're just available through the custom order listings. Right, so 300, 200, and then the little 100. All the different size skeins. All right, so for this one I needed less, so I just did the 200-gram skeins that'll alternate throughout. I'm going to do the Pink Fizz pattern by Andrea Mowry, and that's a pullover. It's oversized, and I think it's like mostly stockinette, but it has just like texture lace kind of down the sides. I forget exactly where it is. But yeah, so I'm also going to cast that on. So one cardigan and one pullover. I'm excited about it. And yeah, so I'll have these cast on this weekend for sure. And then of course I have those socks. And I also want to cast on a pair of vanilla socks with a sock blank. So yeah, I'll also be doing that too. So yeah, those are the projects, and I seriously am going to knit all weekend, and probably not. I always say that, and then I sit for 5 minutes and I'm like, I need something to do. I need to get up and move around. I can't then sit still for a few minutes, so we'll see what happens. So I guess it's just like the excitement of fall too, right? Like fall is finally here, like time to get to knitting. Because in the summer it's like I don't want to wear anything, but now it's like I want to wear all my hand knits, so I need some new fresh hand knits. A couple of other things that are coming to mind. So this is actually a sport weight base, which is new to my shop, kind of new to my shop. So I didn't dye up any of the colors on the sport weight base. So if you're not familiar, sport is between fingering and DK. It's a superwash merino nylon blend, so you can even make socks out of the sport weight. If you want something a little bit thicker than sock yarn, but not quite as thick as DK. If DK socks are too warm for you, maybe sport is good. So I didn't dye up anything ready to ship on sport, but it is available as a custom order. So the custom order listings go by base, and then within it you can select the color and the size skein and everything. So you'll see one out there for sport now. And then there's also one out there for worsted, which is just a superwash merino 4-ply blend. The other thing with sport, sorry, I'm like reaching around the camera here. I have this sweater that I still need to block and trim the ends on, but this is the striped sweater pullover by Andrea Mowry. And so I have kits for this, like dye to order kits. I don't have them ready to go. This is on the sport weight base. So I've had sport available in the sense of just doing it for these kits. So you can get kits in these colors. Again, I need to block this and actually like take real photos of it and put it up, but that's where sport has existed currently. So the striped sweater cardigan, there are kits for that. And then I also have the same kit, but in a woodland, actually I can show it, woodland, oh no I can't, but mostly in a woodland, canopy, rose tea, and then overnight oats, which I don't have up here, which is like a very light color in that kit too. Gosh, the pile of yarn is getting very, very dangerously high here. And there goes one. So yeah, those are kind of new. And then I also have the sticker kits for December available. So there's kind of this fun, again, non-traditional theme, Christmassy kind of theme, kind of a neutral winter color. And if anyone wants to see, I'm more than happy to like talk about these more. But I also have the gift set, and I also have a December kit in the same theme. So in here you can kind of track if you're making gifts for people. I also have like, it says deadlines on there, and then my wish list. So if like there are things you want to like pick up during the holiday season, or things you need to buy to make the gifts, when there are sales, so a sales date. So if there's anyone holding like Black Friday sales, things like that. So that's also in the shop. So all of like the December kits are out there for those of you who do the craft journal. And November is there too. So this is my November setup in my journal. Oops. So I have on there all those projects I just showed you guys. Oh, and that is my very long list of everything. So the other thing is just the A Girl and Her Wool giveaway winner. So every month I do a giveaway here in the shop update vlog. So whether it's in kind of what I showed Thursday, or if I do a live stream, then I do it live. And so if you use hashtag A Girl and Her Wool on Instagram, that enters you for a giveaway for a skein of yarn ready to ship from my shop. And this month's winner is someone in the chat, if you're still here, which I think you are, maybe. But it is Valerie, Val the Rizzle. So I will show you guys what she posted. She was working on a couple of projects. And I don't have it up anymore. She was working on a couple of projects, and the Instagram post that won it was the one here where you had just kind of cast on everything. So showing lots of A Girl and Her Wool yarn, all of her new cast-ons. So thank you, Val, for supporting the shop. And yeah, so that's everything I had on my very long agenda to go through. I'm surrounded by so much yarn right now. I'm so excited about it. And yeah, so keep using hashtag A Girl and Her Wool. It's an ongoing giveaway, so I'll be doing another winner next month. And yeah, Val's still here, so yes way. And just let me know which one you want, and I'll send it out to you. I know I have your info, so yeah. Anything else anyone wants to see? If you want me to kind of do live streams in the future that kind of just sit and chat. I know I had a lot to show today, and it was like less chatty and more showing, but I'm always happy to do these. It's fun to kind of connect. I feel like because of the advents, I've been so removed from everything. I haven't really been on Instagram so much. I haven't done too much for YouTube recently, it feels like. So I feel like I'm coming out of Advent and Hanukkah kit hibernation, and I'm excited to kind of be back in everything here. So yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, if you have any questions about the shop or things you want to see, feel free to reach out anytime. And I'm gonna go and wind these very large skeins into very large cakes and go find my needles. My needles are very disorganized these days. Ever since I kind of did my reorg in the craft room here, the needles kind of just got shoved in a bag, which is bad. So I'm gonna dig out some needles and cast on the yarn. Was there a green color? None of the colors of the month are fully green. I did show Dragonfly, which is like a color that I have in stock. Maybe this is the one you were thinking of, Lisa. So there's that. Otherwise, there's green in the Fairy Shadow like colorway and gradient. Honestly, if I grab them, they'll all come tumbling down. But that might be the color you were thinking of. I was showing the green as a potential pairing with some of the other colors. So this is not a November color of the month, but it is available on sock in my shop. Yes, you're welcome for minis. I think I sent another package out for you today. I think it went out. So thank you for continuing to support the shop, everybody. I'm happy to keep dyeing up the yarn for you all. So yeah, have a great weekend, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.